How we doing, everybody? What's going on? Hope you are taking time to get into the Word. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Love to answer some questions you may have. So if you want to talk about God or Jesus or the Bible or anything, shoot me a question. I am just throwing out what's on my mind, but if there's something on your mind that you want to discuss or have a question about, let me know, and we'll spend a video talking about that. All right, but let's jump into it. Jesus 101. Still talking about Jesus. Last time we talked about Jesus's magnificent return. Jesus saying, "Get off me to death." Like Jesus just having so much power, being so big, being so much more than we could ever be, that he just stopped being dead and came back. And that's what we celebrate on Easter very specifically, but it's also what we celebrate every Sunday morning. It's why we go to church on Sundays. That being said, today we're going to finish like our last one on like kind of the timeline of Jesus throughout the Bible. We'll spend a couple of videos looking at what that means and how we're to interpret that and look at that. But today we're looking at the return, all right? So we jump all the way from Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, where Jesus does his ministry, does his life, does his death and resurrection. And we're jumping all the way to Revelation when he comes back. And there are tons of theories and flow charts and verses that people will point to in this order, and then they'll rearrange them into that order, and then they'll say, look from here to there, and tell you when exactly Jesus is coming back and all these things. But the only thing I want to hit at, because this is something that has been talked about for all of church history with a bunch of brilliant men looking at it from different points of view, and some of them even landing on different places on it, is that Jesus is coming back, and that when he does, he will be king, ruler, prince of all. We've spent the last couple of videos talking about how Jesus did his ministry and loved people and cared for people. We talked about how he was born meek and lowly, and that the people that he wanted to know about that first and foremost were lowly, poor, backwater shepherds. And we talked about how he then let the opposing governmental force kill him on a cross. Jesus lived 33 years to show that he was a servant, that he was the lamb, to die in our stead, to be the perfect sacrifice. But the Bible promises us that he is coming not as a lamb, but as a lion, that he is coming to roar and to be heard, that this King Jesus, that the Lord Jesus Christ will come back, and he will look now like the Lord. He will look like a ruler. If you want to see just this boss UFC fighter Jesus, read some of the end of Revelation, where it talks about Jesus showing up on a war horse with robes dipped in blood, with tattoos down his legs, and with words that pierce men to death. He is coming, and he will rule big. And that's something that we need to know. That as we appreciate the death and resurrection, and as we love the servant, the lion, or the lamb, Jesus, that he is not just that, he is the lion, he is the king, he is the ruler of all, and he will return to sit on his throne, and we will be treated like princes and like co-heirs with him. Love you guys.